Welcome students, myself NK Thukral from Edupedia World. Today I am going to talk on emerging mode of business. I mean to say new trends in shopping. Students, all of you must have seen your parents buying things for you at different times. They may have gone to different shops for different goods. Today the world of shopping has changed so drastically that one need not go to any shop for purchase of goods. All you need is a basic computer with an internet facility. The goods can be purchased on the internet, payments can be made through the internet, and the goods are physically delivered at your doorstep. So the entire process is coming under the emerging mode of businesses. The way business is done has undergone fundamental changes during the last 1.5 decade or so. The manner of conducting business is referred to as the mode of business, and the prefix emerging, what it means, it underlines the fact that these changes are happening here and now, and that these trends are likely to continue further. In fact, one were to list the 3 strongest trends that are shaping business, these would be: number 1, digitization; number 2, outsourcing; number 3, internationalization. So we are discussing on the things being changed in the mode of businesses. Now let us see, students, what is the need for that? What is the need for emerging mode of business? Business activities always aim to create utilities or value in the form of goods and services, which the buyers purchase to satisfy their needs. That is sure. In order to meet ever-growing competition, quality standards, lower prices, faster order processing, and better customer care, there is a need for the business to take benefit of emerging technologies. That just now I have said that what are the technologies being shaped? Number 1 is e-business, 2 is outsourcing, and 3 is globalization. So we will focus on that, on emerging mode of businesses further. Further, students, I may tell you that the newer modes of business are not new business. These are the modes. Business is same. These are rather simply the new ways of doing business, attributable to a number of factors. You are aware that business as an activity is aimed at creating utilities or value in the form of goods and services which the household and industrial buyers purchase for meeting their needs and wants. In an effort to improve the business processes, be it purchase and production, marketing, finance, or human resources, business managers and business thinkers keep evolving newer and better ways of doing things. And that is required, and this is the today need for the such type of technologies and emerging mode of businesses. Now students, let's see what is e-business. Let me discuss on e-business. What is e-business? E means electronic business. What exactly it is? E-business means using the internet to connect people and processes. It allows you to work across the globe in any field. It opens new doors to customers around the world. So also in business, and improve efficiency, increase profits, and provides better customer services of businesses. E-business is web enabling existing business process to conduct transactions over the internet. I think everybody is aware. Internet, everybody is on the internet. But constructively, everybody should know how to do business through internet. E-business establishes more closer and responsive relationship with partners, employees, and suppliers. It connects, adopts, and integrates IT system, so companies are able to manage their business efficiently. So how you can define it? Electronic business, commonly referred to as e-business or e-business, refers to conducting business activities over internet or any other computer network. And one author defined it as electronic business is the general term for buying and selling processes that is supported by electronic means. Business is done through electronically. So let us see what is the scope, what comes under e-business. Students, there are 4 types of activities. Number 1 is B2B, number 2 is B2C, number 3 is C2C, and last is intra-B. These type of methodologies, methods coming under the scope of e-business. Now let me brief you what is B2B, what is B2C, C2C and intra-B. First, let me tell you what is B2B. B2B means business to business. Here, customer is not involved, only 2 manufacturers are involved. Let us take an example. Maruti or automobile industry. Under automobile industry, there are so many industries. Maruti is there, Bajaj Scooter is there, Hyundai Motors are there. So, Maruti, suppose it is manufacturing cars, it doesn't manufacture all the parts of the cars. You see, car has an engine, car has a seats covers, car has a music system, car has a tires. So all these cannot be manufactured by only one company. So what it does Maruti? Maruti buy tires from the tire industry. You can say, for example, JK Tires, CA Tires. CA Tire is a manufacturer of tires, and Maruti purchased from the another industry, that is CA Tires. So similarly, music systems. If Philips is manufacturing Philips music system, Maruti is purchasing that system from Philips company. So business to business means one manufacturer is buying the item from other manufacturer so that it can assemble all the things and give complete car to the customer. So once again I am telling you that it is business to business, means there is no customer is involved. How you can define B2B? The transactions taking place between business firms are referred to as business to business or B2B transactions. B2B transactions form major share, around 80% of total e-commerce volume. So some of the B2B transactions are sharing of information, commercial negotiation and distribution of goods. Next, now let us talk on B2C. B2C means business to consumer. How you can define B2C? The transactions taking place between business and customers are known as business to customer or B2C transactions. The transactions under B2C are between business firms and consumers. Firms use their site for a range of marketing activities. These include promotion, product information, reviews about the product, service and delivery of the product at the doorstep. The cost of products and services is kept low through this method, and the speed of transaction is also very fast. For example, Flipkart.com. You must have heard this name. Another is Paytm. You must have known this. The process of withdrawal of funds from one's bank has also been made simple. The growth of ATM, or you can say automated teller machines, in India has been phenomenal. Many in India call it all-time money. No longer does one have to go to crowded bank for money. So these all type of activities coming under B2C business. Next, coming to C2C. C2C, here the business originates from the consumer and the ultimate destination is also consumers. Here the transactions taking place between 2 or more customers are known as C2C commerce. For example, sale of used books and household equipment on cash or exchange basis. Consumers are no longer totally reliant on corporations. They are conducting their own business transactions, and internet allows them to globally search for potential buyers. This type of commerce is best suited for dealing in goods for which there is no established market mechanism. For example, selling used books or clothes either on cash or exchange basis. The vast space of the internet allows persons to globally search for potential buyers. Additionally, e-commerce technology provides market system security to such transactions which otherwise would have been missing. So an example or excellent example of this is ebay.com. ebay.com, that means an online auction and shopping website where consumers can sell their goods and services to other consumers. E-commerce technology provides security to such transactions which otherwise, as already I told you, that otherwise would have been missing. So consumer to consumer businesses and security is also provided there so that there may not be any fraud or chances of mishappening. Next is intra-B commerce. But students, before coming to intra-B commerce, let me explain you e-business versus e-commerce. Many times the terms e-business and e-commerce are used interchangeably. However, in practice, e-business is more than just e-commerce. E-commerce deals only with distribution of goods and services, whereas e-business is a wider term. E-business not only includes e-commerce but also include other electronically conducted business functions like production, accounting, finance, personnel, administration, etc. So it can be safely stated that the scope of e-business is wider than that of e-commerce. That you have to understand. That scope of the e-business is wider than that of e-commerce. Now let's talk on intra-B commerce. Intra-B commerce refers to interaction and dealings among various departments and persons within the firm, unlike B2B or B2C or C2C. It includes the use of internet to interact and deal between various departments and persons within a firm. Mind it, I am telling you that repeating it, within a firm, the use of intra-B commerce has facilitated flexible manufacturing. For example, the marketing department may interact regularly with the production department and get the products made as per the requirements of the customers. So this is the interchangeable, means one department is discussing with the other department and with electronic mode. Intra-B commerce transactions may be conducted for inventory and cash management, human resource management, recruitment and selection, training, development and education. So this is all coming under the intra-B commerce. So we have discussed the scope of e-business, that is B2B, B2C, C2C and intra-B. So students, now let's go ahead and see what are the benefits of emerging mode of business. Let us discuss on point by point. Number one is easy formation. It is very easy to form and start e-business. It does not need any procedural requirement as needed for setting up traditional business. Moreover, e-business does not require investment in shop, stock or display like in case of traditional business. Next advantage is lower investment. Investment is not that much required which in other businesses required. Infrastructure is not that much required. So investment is very lower. Next advantage is convenience. E-business offers the advantage of accessing anything, anywhere, anytime. It enables the customer to shop at their own convenience at any time, means 24/7. It enables the business firms to remain in touch with their customers, suppliers, etc. Next advantage is speed. Information moves very fast through internet, as everybody understands. It speeds up the process of buying and selling activities. Next is global reach. With the help of a well-developed computerized networking system, e-business allows the sellers to operate at the national as well as global level. Next advantage, paperless society. As you know, use of internet has considerably reduced dependence on paperwork, as most of the work is done electronically through computers. So these are the benefits of emerging mode of business. Now, students, let's see what are the limitations. Number one limitation is low personal touch. It lacks personal touch with customers as it is conducted over the internet. However, websites are becoming more and more interactive nowadays to overcome the problem of low touch. Next is delay in delivery. The transactions of sale or purchase are generally finalized quickly. However, the physical delivery of goods often takes long time. This incongruence, that is, fast in order taking but slow in order fulfillment, causes a lot of inconvenience to the customers. So this is the biggest disadvantage of e-business. Next is need for technology capabilities. Parties to the e-business requires a fairly high degree of familiarity with the world of computers. The party should have internet facility and also the knowledge of operating them. The absence of familiarity with the digital technology is responsible for digital divide. Digital divide refers to division of society on the basis of familiarity and non-familiarity with digital technology. This is another limitation of e-business. Next point is increased risk. What is increased risk? How it takes place? It is due to anonymity and non-traceability of parties. Online transactions are prone to number of risks that can result into financial, reputational or psychological losses to the parties involved in a transactions. It is very difficult to establish identity and location, loss of privacy, leakage of confidential information. So this is the another limitation. These are the risks involved in e-business. Next is resistance by public. People have a tendency to resist changes as adjustment to new technology and new environmental causes a sense of insecurity. Next is ethical fallouts. Many firms use an electronic eye to keep track of email account, computer files and websites used by their employees. So this business lacks ethics as it attacks on privacy. So students, we have discussed the limitations coming under e-business. The most disadvantages is delay in delivery and insecurity among the public, and plus technology capabilities. Unless the persons know the technologically things, they will not be able to do e-business. So these are the limitations coming under emerging mode of business or e-business. Now students, we have discussed the benefits as well as limitation. Now let us see how e-business differs from traditional business. What are the points of differences? Let us go point by point. Number one is easy of formation. Under e-business, very easy to form. Traditional business, it is difficult to form. Lot of procedural requirements are there in the traditional businesses and with paperwork. Second point of difference is physical presence. Under e-business does not require physical presence, wherever always physical presence is required under traditional business. Under e-business there is no requirement for location, whereas location is preferred near raw materials and market. The operating cost is very low under e-business, whereas traditional business require high operating cost. Communication can flow in any direction under e-business, whereas it involves hierarchical flow of communication under traditional business. It gives instant response under e-business, whereas response takes a lot of time under traditional business. Further, Under e-business, it gives instant response, and wherever under traditional business, response takes a lot of time. Less opportunity for interpersonal touch under e-business, wherever more opportunity for interpersonal touch under traditional business. Further, technically and professionally qualified persons are there under e-business, wherever mostly semi-skilled and unskilled manpower is coming under traditional business. Another difference is high risk, transaction risks you can say. High risk due to lack of personal contact between the parties under e-business, whereas low risk due to personal contact between the parties. So these are the few points of differences between e-business and traditional business. So we have discussed e-business today plus differences between e-business and traditional businesses. Let us wind up today. Thank you very much.